Good evening, I'm Cynthia Ng. You are tuning in to AWANI Tonight. Malaysia condemns Myanmar execution of activists, a crime against humanity. And we take a closer look at tobacco generational endgame. Will it prevent a future generation of smokers? That's coming up. Malaysia is expected to recover from the ongoing shortage in medicine and medical supplies by the fourth quarter this year. Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin says high demand has led to a shortage of supply for some types of medicine, despite increased production by local manufacturers. But he assures that his ministry is taking several initiatives to address the issue.
Kini terdapat peningkatan permintaan yang mendadak ubat-ubatan untuk rawatan penyakit seperti demam, sesama dan batuk. Sebagai contoh, penjualan bagi ubat paracetamol didapati meningkat sehingga 238% bagi suku pertama tahun 2022 berbanding data jualan suku pertama bagi tahun sebelumnya.
To address medicines shortage, the ministry is encouraging local pharmaceutical companies to produce their own medicines using active pharmaceutical ingredient or API through public-private partnerships. It will also strengthen cooperation with major API-producing countries such as India and China to guarantee its supply in Malaysia. The federal medicine buffer stock has also been released for sale in the market, with over 220 orders from private hospitals and clinics as of July 22nd. Besides paracetamol, cold and asthma medicines will also be released from the stockpile soon. In order to avoid excessive increase of medicine prices, Khairi says his ministry will also look into implementing price control through the price transparency mechanism. He said a memorandum is in preparation to be tabled to the cabinet for approval.
Ini adalah price transparency. Saya nak bawa satu dasar di mana syarikat-syarikat farmaceutical mestilah bentangkan kepada kerajaan apakah harga yang dijual ataupun harga yang dikenakan kepada ubat-ubat mereka seperti ubat-ubat yang disebut oleh Yang Berhormat tadi, ubat-ubat kanser dan sebagainya. Sebab tidak ada price transparency, maka kita dengan izin, we are at the mercy of Big Pharma, di mana kita sebenarnya tak tahu apakah sebenarnya kos pengeluaran ubat-ubatan tersebut. Jadi kita akan bawa satu paper untuk diadakan mekanisme ketelusan harga ubat di Malaysia ini supaya kita dapat tahu sebenarnya apakah kos yang adil dan berpatutan untuk ubat-ubat tertentu.
The 5-year extension of a provision under the Security Offences Special Measures Act 2021, or SOSMA, has been passed at the Dewan Rakyat. It was passed after 111 MPs voted in favour and 88 against it, with another 21 MPs absent. Subsection 4.5 of SOSMA, which enables police to detain individuals under the Act for up to 28 days, was set to expire on July 31st. Home Minister Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin had earlier retabled the motion to extend the clause after it was voted down in the last parliamentary sitting. He says the extension is necessary to manage threats to the country's sovereignty, security and public order. The Parliamentary Select Committee on International Affairs will investigate the seizure of Malaysian assets by the descendants of the Sulu Sultanate. For now, the committee will summon Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Abdullah, Law Minister Datuk Sri Wan Junaidi Tuanku Jaafar, and Attorney General Tan Sri Idris Harun. Committee Chairman Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub said the PSC decided to do so in view of the Dewan Rakyat refusing to debate the matter. He added that the PSC has a role to check on the government and uphold parliamentary democracy. The proceeding is expected to start on August 11th. The Parliamentary Select Committee for International Affairs condemns the Myanmar military's execution of 4 activists. It said the executions are a threat to democracy, freedom and justice and urged the international community, including the United Nations, to act on the junta. The committee said it stands in solidarity with democratically elected MPs under the regime. It also called for the immediate and unconditional release of all political prisoners, including journalists and activists. On Monday, Myanmar state media announced it executed 4 opponents of the military government in what is believed to be the nation's first use of capital punishment in decades. Among those executed were a former lawmaker from the party of ousted leader Aung San Suu Kyi and a veteran pro-democracy activist. Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Abdullah sees the Myanmar military's executions as a crime against humanity. He says this would be a focus of the upcoming ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting, which takes place in Cambodia next week.
I believe the foreign ministers, when we meet in Phnom Penh on the 3rd of August, will look into this. Well, regardless of the timing, but more importantly, this takes place about less than 2 weeks after the special envoy visited Naypyidaw and just about a week before the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting in Phnom Penh. So we look at it that as if the junta is making a mockery of the 5-point consensus, and I think we really have to look at this very, very seriously.
Saifuddin said Myanmar should not be allowed to send political representatives to any international ministerial level meetings. He also said the 5-point consensus should be strengthened with a proper framework on its implementation. Malaysia will present its ideas on the framework to other ASEAN foreign ministers next week.
Former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Razak has appointed lawyer Hisham Tepotek as his lead counsel in his final appeal in the SRC international corruption case. His new legal team is now seeking to postpone the appeal hearing, which is slated to start on August 15th, in light of the change of counsel representing Najib. Hisham will be flanked by lawyers Liu Tekwat and Ruben Matiavaranam from Zaid Ibrahim, Suflan TH Liu and Partners. The firm requested that the court hold a case management on or before July 29th. Earlier today, the federal court was informed that Najib has discharged Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah and his law firm from representing him. The SRC International final appeal was scheduled to be heard before the federal court for 10 days from August 15 to 26. In 2020, Najib was sentenced to 12 years in jail and a 210 million ringgit fine after he was found guilty of all 7 charges related to the misappropriation of 42 million ringgit belonging to SRC International. We'll go for a quick break. Stay with us.
COVID-19 memperlihatkan kepada kita betapa pantasnya adaptasi teknologi di kalangan PKS kita. Niaga AWANI dan Unified Business akan menyelami perjalanan kebangkitan semula PKS kita melalui segmen Jiwa SME setiap Selasa dan Khamis untuk inspirasi anda.
Transformasikan perniagaan dengan Unified Business, rakan digital pilihan anda. Hubungi kami sekarang dan jimat sehingga 50%. Jom Unified Business.
Suatu hari nanti, anda pasti ada idea.
Saya ada idea yang merubah segalanya.
Kamilah PUNB dan kami sentiasa bersama untuk membantu perniagaan anda berkembang maju. Nampak tak? Bukan setakat menyediakan pembiayaan. Kami juga memberi anda kepakaran untuk mengembangkan perniagaan anda. Pengubahsuaian, inovasi produk, pemasaran, penjualan, pengedaran, peraukanan dan seterusnya, penguasaan global.
Bagusnya.
Inilah PUNB.
Welcome back. The proposed Tobacco and Smoking Control Bill is expected to be tabled at the Dewan Rakyat tomorrow. The bill is touted as the generational endgame to smoking, by banning the sale of tobacco and vape products for those born after 2007. But some experts say that the bill's scope and approach may be oversimplified and could lead to illicit trade of tobacco products in the black market.
All this while, all those under 18s are not allowed to buy any cigarette or vape products. But the moment they reach 18, there is no law to actually control that. So if you talk about effectiveness, we are already doing that now. It's just that we started gradually by generation after generation, and we're starting for those who are born in 2007. So I think the fear is a bit unfounded. What we are doing are just extending the ban for a group of generation that has been doing that all this while. We have law implement in our retailers, in our shops and all that. You are not supposed to sell this product to those under 18. So I don't think they should worry about that. And it is not an oversimplification because they are already doing it now.
Rafida explained how the illicit black trade of smoking products would not concern the group aimed under the bill.
When you talk about illicit sales, it concerns those who are already addicted. Whereas this, what you call rang undang-undang, is actually continuing to develop a generation that is not addicted to smoking. So if they are not addicted to smoking, they won't buy legal cigarette, they won't buy illegal cigarettes as well. So it's two different things. So if you want to talk about illicit sales and all, this has something to do with taxes, government imposing higher taxes to tobacco product. And tobacco lobbyists, vapors product producers keep using this argument when it has nothing to do with us promoting good habits to our youth.
The impact of the tobacco bill towards smoking among Malaysians will not be immediate, as the bill targets those born after 2007. But Rafida is optimistic the impact will be felt among the older generation too, and if implemented well, can be a powerful legislation.
I think what we need now is a strong policy from the government. When we have a generational endgame, it means a specific generations is targeted, and it's easy to communicate with them because they are probably the same batch that will go to university. So we will have programs, more educational, more awareness according to these batches. They will also be remembered, or they will also know that they are the generations where this law starts to commence. And I think it becomes a strong political will, it becomes a strong policy and a good values where we are doing it gradually. So it's easy for us, I think it's easier for us to actually talk in the society, and they actually can be the agent that, go back to the home and then educate the elderly who are still, smoking and all. So I think we should be positive about it.
Over to international news, Ukraine has accused Moscow of waging a gas war against Europe as Russia is set to reduce supplies to the region. Russian energy firm Gazprom announced it is once again reducing gas flows into Germany to allow work on a turbine on the Nord Stream 1 pipeline. But Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said that this was simply blackmail against Europe. The Nord Stream 1 pipeline, which pumps gas from Russia to Germany, has been running well below capacity for weeks now. Earlier this month, Russia's biggest European pipeline was completely shut down for a 10-day maintenance break, sparking fears in Europe that shipments would not resume at all. The EU, which received 40% of its gas from Russia last year, has also accused Russia of using energy as a weapon. At least 28 people have died and 60 others became ill from drinking altered liquor in Western India. The incident occurred in the state of Gujarat, where manufacturing, sale and consumption of liquor are prohibited. It was not immediately known what chemical was used to alter the liquor. Deaths from illegally brewed alcohol are common in India, where illicit liquor is cheap as few drinkers can afford branded spirits. They are often spiked with chemicals such as pesticides to increase potency. In 2020, at least 120 people died after drinking tainted liquor in India's northern state of Punjab. Are efforts to stem brain drain working? Do we adequately understand the complex ways in which citizenship and migration decisions are made? Tonight on Consider This, we ask our guests how data can be translated into policy. That's coming up. And that is all we have for you on AWANI tonight. My name is Cynthia Ng. Thank you for watching.